Let's talk about Nick Saban sounding
Everybody's
off.
got their own culture, and Nick has his own culture, and that's why he says what he says.
So let's set it up. Nick Saban, he comes out and he has some strong comments about Texas A&M, but the comments are more so about NIL. I think it's less of a shot at Jimbo Fisher. He was talking to a bunch of Alabama boosters, and he was talking about how A&M had the number 2 recruiting class last year. They had the number 1 recruiting class this year. Now the NIL has happened, and they're buying all of their players. Obviously, we hear that and we go, "Oh no, Saban's hating. That's messed up." And it's like, well, no. And or they're like, "Hey, how is Saban gonna say that when he's been buying his players?" And we all know that bags get dropped off, especially in the SEC. Like that's nothing new.
Yeah, look, everybody has seen a McDonald's bag that's been wrapped up and on the ground, and
And
if you're a player and you're fast enough, you'll pick it up. Who knows? Your blessings might be in there, or it could be, an old hamburger and some bad fries. I don't know.
and both of us know guys who play Division I sports, and we know that they've made money before they were professionals.
I won't confirm that, but yes,
Yeah, I don't know.
I've heard about it. Yeah,
I've heard about it from friends. Okay, none of my friends did it, but their friends did it. Right?
that statute of limitations coming soon, but
Fair.
yeah.
But we're saying that to say that a lot of people were bothered by what Saban was saying, and he took a shot at Dion for signing Travis Hunter. But what I think gets missed here is that Saban is pushing back on NIL. Saban's not saying that, hey, I'm not going to do NIL. I think what he's talking about is the purity of college football. And there are some who will say, well, who cares about the purity? You're talking about white coaches getting paid off the backs of black players. And I say, yes and no. I think when you get to the purity, because Saban is a ball coach, he coaches football. He coaches a lot of his players the best that they're ever coached in their life. And Nick Saban has a great track record amongst the guys who've come through his programs. I don't think Saban is bothered by the money itself. I think Saban is bothered by the lack of rules and structure that the NIL and the transfer portal now have in college. And it's hard to develop a team, develop talent with the wild, wild west. Yeah, pro sports has endorsement deals. Yes, pro sports has different contracts. Yeah, pro sports has free agency and trades. But you can hit the portal after week 2 if you don't like how you're getting playing time, or you get
Or
cursed
if
out
you
by a
lost your
coach.
job already, let's say, this is obviously, and let me tell you, just to to preview it a little. Obviously, this is not going to happen, and this is not a good example. But let's just look at it this way: if a guy like Stroud came out and Ohio State started 0-2, and let's say that Ryan Day said, "You know what? You're not cutting it." Or, okay, actually, I'll use a good example.
No, last year. Do last year at Ohio State. Stroud goes 0-2 and he plays Ewers.
That you can use that too. I don't know if he did it after week 2, but point is, okay, when did Spencer Rattler get benched at Oklahoma? Was it
week
Texas game? Week 5, week 6. Let's say like that. He got benched, and at that point, even though he did play again, ultimately that job, he was already gone. So I guess the thing it would be, I know that there's something about a certain week you can retain eligibility for a year if you do leave within a certain period. But this is what everybody in college football has got to understand. This is why what Prime is doing is really good. Granted, everybody wants to play at the highest level on the best team, but not everybody can play at the highest level on the best team. And it doesn't mean that you're not the best potential pro, even out of the guy that they're starting. I mean, we saw Justin Fields leave Georgia, and we knew that he was better. We
lost him.
Yeah, we knew that he was better, and like but at the same time, Kirby's a loyalist, and even the same thing with Stetson Bennett coming up this year. do you think that if Stetson doesn't play well, that he would put in Gunnar Stockton or Brock Vandagriff? Like, I mean, these are guys realistically, and I know in the spring game, you know, they got some run. I didn't watch it. I guess my point in all of this is just this, that NILs, they're designed to crown players before they're crowned. Really, that is the true crown jewel, right? You know, it used to be, 5-star, this, that, the third. You know, and that was kind of the crowning moment and your big shit on campus. Like, you could be a 5-star, especially at quarterback. You're a 5-star quarterback coming to a top tier, top 25 type program. And there's nothing but rumblings about, man, you know, this guy's the real deal. This is, you know, the next big thing. Now it's just, well, who's getting the NIL money? I mean, Ewers got, $1 million, right, at Ohio State? And I'm curious as to if there was what that contract was like, because I have to assume you have an agent, right? It's not just him and the parents signing the paperwork. But what was the deal? Was it, man, he's got to at least take 100 snaps? I mean, was there any type of stipulation in that? Or was it, we're giving you $1 million because because Ewers literally was rated the top guy. And then Stroud comes out and looks like he should be the number 1 pick this year, but he just isn't eligible.
And you know what's crazy about that was, I want to say Ewers reclassified to go to Ohio State. So what bullshit? So
he really will be a freshman this year, technically.
Right. What did Ryan Day feed him, or what did the NIL say? Hey, bro, we'll give you $1 million this year. And he's like, you know what? I'll sit the bench for $1 million. And then if I'm the booster, I'm not paying no bench warmer. I'm all for you, but I'm giving out conditional contracts. They're incentive based.
I mean, let me tell you, he made more money than some backup quarterbacks. I don't know if Scott Tolzien made $1 million backing up Aaron Rodgers one year. He might have not.